Live.
Okay, we're gonna begin by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem Kadash. Um, Unfortunately, we didn't make it outside to the camp due to the weather, but brothers got together and to still feed the flock. So we here, and there's a lot of hot topics right now in the beginning of the new year, like Cat Williams exposing Hollywood, even Black Hollywood. You got the Epstein list, and they released a couple of names, and they included Bill Clinton. But there's a lot more names. So Hollywood is collapsing. There's no more Hollywood. And then you had the apparition in Miami Mall, and the people that were there said it had to be up to 8 to 10 feet tall, and these are all omens or signs of the time, because the way the Most High played Egypt before he destroyed Egypt, he played them, and America's receiving plagues. Like the noble today will be the so-called celebrities. They all collapsing. They all crying, complaining about they pay and them losing, their job to AI. There's a lot of shit happening right now, and we're only on the 6th day of the new year, and things been kicking off.
That's right.
You had something else?
Yeah. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right. So it said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, but we're not ignorant of his devices. So we see what's going on and what's happening, and we're able to filter things out to the scriptures, and we understand that this is the Most High bringing this place to a collapse, by morally, and then you have it monetarily. It's happening.
Yeah.
So all these things happen. I see one thing. I think it's in San Francisco. They want to have they want to give the trans community, I'm not mistaken, 900. If you Google it, you're gonna find it. You want to give like a welfare to them, so things like 900 a month. This will be in trans. So this place is at a collapse, man. This place is done. It's finished. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. All right. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Well, we're not ignorant of his devices. To be ignorant means to be not know. And the Most High is opening our eyes for us to know it, to see it. That's what makes us not ignorant. The Most High is giving us a spiritual, vision to see what's going on. And we filtering things through the scriptures.
Right.
Go ahead.
Now I'm looking up this word, devices. Japanese word.
G 3540
Naima. It says mental perception, thought, and evil purpose. That which one thinks, the mind, thoughts, or purposes. So we're not ignorant of that which of Satan's devices, but we're not ignorant of Satan's evil purpose, or that which Satan thinks. And that's the problem. A lot of people, they're ignorant to Satan's devices. See, in the world that we live in, everything that's deemed evil is looked at as being good, and everything that's good is looked at as being evil. So people tend to ignore the devices of this world because they know how to take that which is evil and make it appear that which is good. And if you condemn that which is wrong, they look at you like something's wrong with you. Anybody in their right mind should understand that there's no such thing as a so-called trans. You are whatever it is you were born as. Bottom line. It's amazing how human beings have been on this planet for thousands of years. Now all of a sudden they can just get up in the morning and just tell you a man can be a woman, a woman can be a man.
Yeah, or they multiple genders.
Yeah, or multiple genders.
And then in the acronym LGBT, the B stand for bi.
Exactly.
So that only be 2 genders you into.
And then they'll say, oh well, that's only for people who just like 2 genders. They'll come up with something. They'll come up with something. That's what I gotta say. That's what I have on that.
Ariabo, you got the article. Go ahead, read it.
I googled trans get welfare in California, and the first thing came up, it says Breed Today announced the launch of a new guaranteed income program for San Francisco's trans community. The Guaranteed Income for Trans People GIFT gift program will provide low-income transgender San Franciscans with $1,200 each month, up to 18 months, to help address financial
So
insecurity.
in other words, you guarantee 1,200 each a monthly for you identifying as being trans. So this place is at a collapse, man. That's a mental illness. That's a mental illness. But this is the definition for advantage. This is the English definition for advantage. A condition or circumstance that puts one in a favorable or superior position. So, you know, all this information is coming out, and the elites of this world are losing that advantage because the way they will put them in that superior advantage is keeping the people in the dark. So now you got people finding out about certain things through TikTok, through the internet, and people are becoming more aware through these short clips that's being shared on YouTube, Instagram, social media, whatever platform it is. You have all these short clips, and you know, people are becoming more aware of different agendas.
I got something real quick. This is an article from something called ChristianPost.com. And this is from November 8, 2019. It says, father outraged over school giving 7-year-old son flyer promoting free condoms, birth control. A father in Tennessee is outraged after his children's elementary school distributed a flyer promoting a 3-day clinic to access free condoms and contraception. There's more information on that, but I'm going to show you how it looks. And jump down. It says, among other things, the flyer promoted free implants, pills, intrauterine devices.
So you know, the pills have a lot to do with hormone blockers.
Yeah.
So that way, his masculine features don't you know, his hormone that produce masculine features won't produce.
Yeah.
So that way, when he become an adult, it's easier for him to resemble a woman.
Yeah. They call this the thing they got it's called hypothalamic blockers, where they inject something, I think, in the belly button. The hypothalamus is the part of the brain, and when you get older, the hypothalamus secretes hormones through your bloodstream, which is the circulatory system. And what happens is that's when you develop masculine and feminine traits as you get older. The hypothalamic blockers, basically what it does is it prevents the hypothalamus from secreting those hormones through the circulatory system. Therefore, you're less likely to develop those masculine or feminine traits. If a girl is 9 years old, 8 years old, and she thinks that she's a boy, and that's one of the reasons why they teach these things in these schools, because a child is what's called impressionable. Impressionable means to easily influence due to lack of critical ability. You can easily influence that person because they can't critically think. They can't look at something with objectively based upon facts. So if you tell a 7-year-old boy or girl that they could be the opposite gender, they'll believe it. So now you condition them to believe that. The parent's going to go against it. Oh, well, you're not a good parent if you don't accept your child and what they think. How dare you? So then parents will be down with that. But when you take them to a psychiatrist to get help, well, they got gender dysphoria. They think they have a different gender than what they really is. They come up with that term. Now that they come up with that term, and the parent afraid to go against it because society is telling you a bad parent if you don't do it, and the parent going to accept the hypothalamic blockers. Then you got a 7-year-old girl, and when she gets older, she never develops a period. You know?
Like you said about influence. No, we break down the word influence. The word influence means to flow. You got the word in, and you got the word flow. It means to flow in. Now we have a wind blow. Anything that's usually light will flow in the direction of the wind, like paper, plastic bag. They're gonna flow in the direction of the wind, so it's being influenced. So just to back you up, right? Ephesians 4:14, that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
Yeah, not like a child, to and fro, from head to head, carried about by every wind of doctrine. So a person can be influenced by doctrine or indoctrinated. So just as they do it in these schools. And it's like a wind that's carrying them about. In other words, if a wind is carrying it about, there's no stability. 1 minute you're over here, next minute you're over there. And that's how it is. They're carried about by every wind of doctrine. Every kind of doctrine that's brought up. People just go and accept it. And people don't fight against it. And that's one of the reasons why in modern society they want to emasculate men. Because if you look at it historically, men have always been looked at as the ones who rebelled against society, not women. Because women look at things subjectively based upon feelings. Men look at things objectively based upon facts. But a lot of these men out here, they're too afraid to stand up.
Yeah.
You know? The prophets of Yahweh Shemel Shah, beginning with the apostles on down in the GMS, the only men on the planet the most I dealing with. You know? So they carried over every one of doctrine, so-called feminism, that's one of the doctrine. The whole sexual liberation, LGBT, so on and so forth. It's a whole list. You know?
And it says, by the sleight of men.
The sleight of men. Now, a so-called magician, how do magicians operate? With the sleight of hand. Something that's slight is hard to recognize. It's like, oh shoot, let's say your grandmother baked cookies, right? And then you go into the cookie jar and you eat a bunch of cookies. But you don't want nobody to know you ate them, so you go to the store, buy a pack of cookies, and you put them in the jar. That's a sleight of hand, that's trickery, that's deception. So the thing that Esau does with the sleight of hand is with deception. It's a word called subterfuge. Subterfuge is it's like the word subterfuge. I haven't looked at that word in a little while. subterfuge.
T-E-R?
Yeah.
Subterfuge, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, subterfuge, deceit used in order to achieve one goal.
Yeah, using deceit used in order to achieve one goal. It's like the whole thing about, let's build a wall, let's build a wall because the Mexicans coming in and taking our jobs. No, the real reason why they want to build a wall up is because if you look at the statistics, Jake is having more babies than Esau.
Mm-hmm.
So if you allow a bunch of, if you build a wall up and you could prevent them from coming in, then it could prevent the Latino population in the United States from growing.
That's right.
That's what Esau does, but he uses deceit to achieve one's goal. How can I get the American people to be down with this? Because they ain't gonna agree with that. That's gonna sound a little wrong. Oh, I know what to do. Tell them they're criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them they're taking all your jobs. That way, the American people will be on your side. You know what? I think you're right.
But they're not afraid of the first generation. They're mostly afraid of the second and third generation, and the generation following after. Because the first generation, usually the generation that can't speak any English.
Yeah.
They may have skill, but they just, trying to live a life. Whereas the second generation end up going to the same school as their kids, and now they end up becoming bilingual, and they develop a skill. So being that they bilingual, they and have more opportunity for jobs than their kids. So instead of saying we're afraid for us losing the future workforce, they're gonna say we have to control the borders. Because they're really afraid of reverse racism.
Yeah.
Because if the second and third generation start dominating the workforce, it's gonna be reverse racism.
Yeah, and also that's why years ago, and that's what Esau does. Another aspect of subterfuge. Just use the term reverse racism to make them look bad. Which that right there applies you are racist. But anyway, that's what they were talking about ending birthright citizenship. Because what happens with a Mexican hop over the border and they're illegal when they have a baby, or then guess what? They'll become citizens now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why they want to repeal birthright citizenship, which is the 14th Amendment. This man's a devil. That's all I have to say.
Luke chapter 12, verse 2 says, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed."
Right, because scriptures say that wisdom coming from the Most High.
Mhm.
Now, if you look at the word wise, derived from the Latin word videre, and that word videre means to see. It literally means to see. So a person that has wisdom, that's a person that has insight of something.
Yeah.
Like if a mechanic, he got 30, 40 years on working on cars, he knows the in and outs, he knows the ways to get around things, he know how to, what do you call that word? Like when Jake work around stuff and it may last you for 2 or 3, improvise.
Yeah.
You know how to improvise shit. And it may last you 2 or 3 months till you actually get the part.
Yeah.
But you have wisdom. You might tell you like, look, this part or this sensor is going bad. You're gonna drive around this much time, but don't exceed around this time because you're putting yourself in a danger zone, putting yourself in a red zone. But you can see through it based on your experience. Now with us, the Most High gave us insight of events that's going to take place in the future, so we can see what's going to happen and what happens when we on the right hand side of the Most High, and what's going to happen to those that's not doing the thing that's acceptable to the Lord. You know, we can see that because the Lord already told us, so that makes us wise. We have the scriptures that make us wise to see. So, Malak was reading, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Luke 12:2. It says, yeah, brothers can get in this too if they got the scriptures. Luke 12:2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be.
Because at one point things was covered. You remember, like 2009, it wasn't that much.
Nah,
It wasn't. People wasn't going into conspiracy theories or so-called conspiracy theories, the Illuminati. You know, remember when Zeitgeist came out? That was a big thing.
That was a big thing.
That was a big thing. But now everybody's a so-called conspiracy theorist. You go on social media, Instagram, TikTok. You know, they all got the video. Somebody like it's a small clip, and you know the video starts like this, and behind them, they bringing up information, whether it's McDonald's or whatever the information is bringing out, they start information like this, and they play the video. Now everybody's an expert now.
Yeah, everybody's an Illuminati expert.
Everybody's Illuminati expert, but you know. The Most High revealing things now. That's a sign of this place declining. Because the reason they was able to control the mass of the people was by deception and them not knowing.
Says, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever is spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light.
Right, and let's go into these scriptures because the darkness meaning to be cryptic. Mm-hmm. So the scriptures was cryptic until the Lord open up the understanding of the scriptures. So it's no longer cryptic. You have to understand of the mystery. But to them that's not of the elect, it's still cryptic. Okay?
It says, and that which is spoken in the air, the closet shall be proclaimed unto the host. I
mean, to the public, you know. So that's what happened. This truth has spread like a wildfire, you know. And the scriptures say, you know, this gospel of the kingdom should be preached throughout all the world, and then what? The end shall come. So now the end is coming, because everybody know about being an Israelite. You know, but they don't have the full understanding, but they have an idea about the Israelites and we being what they would call what do you call that? Apocalyptic. Yeah, people that speak about the end times. So you know, we know for bringing out the end time prophecies, whereas the Christian church, you know, a lot of people leaving because the church is not going to the scriptures. You know, you had one church, I don't know if it was done on like Christmas Day or not Christmas Day, Thanksgiving, nothing, New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, and he had the pastor, he started playing the song Walk It Out. And it went viral, and you know, I read the comments, people like, see, people still fall for this shit. Yeah. You know, but he played the song Walk It Out. And you see the time we live in serious times. It's not time to be walking out, dancing and partying. We're in time to worry, you know, and fear the Most High.
That's something real quick. 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Mm-hmm. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. These are the things we have today. Now, I'm reading again. It says 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days, like we're speaking of right now, the last days will be nothing but doom and gloom. It says perilous times shall come, dangerous times. You know, if you're seeing something spoke about earlier was like apparitions, you know, that's dangerous, man. If you watch the video, the guy was saying they couldn't couldn't record nothing because it was so scared. When is Drake ever too scared to record something? You know, so apparently that's happened a lot more. And as going into the plagues that's coming upon this place, it says, perilous time shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. Because why? Because this place is built on wickedness, right? And the wickedness in rulership. It says, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, says incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, right? And who are good? Starters, you know, the men in the houses and byways. You know, and if you follow the most that you command to the best of your ability, and you doing the works of the Lord, you will be considered good, which good is a strong word, you know, but in other words, the righteous man.
Nothing wrong with you saying good, because now the word good, it goes back to Old English, to be godly. Like when you give a greeting or you salute somebody, say, well, good night or goodbye. So what you're saying is goodbye is short for God be with ye or God be with you. So you really put it goes back to people putting a blessing on somebody. So to be good is really to be godly.
I got some too. This is Wisdom of Solomon 17:15. All right, talking about what happened in Egypt. It says, "We're partly vexed with monstrous apparitions, and partly fainted. Their heart failing them."
And that's what was happening in Florida. Amen. Now we don't know if this was a hoax or if this was, you know, it's not true, but I believe that actually happened. You know, but time will tell. You know, time will tell. Because now, if it was real, it's gonna be more. Because now, you could right now, based on this situation, people can argue, well, it could have been fake. It could. The Most High gonna bring more where it gonna be unarguable. You can't deny it. It's gonna be in evidence. Like it's gonna be so much episodes going on in different states, in different parts of the world. People all seeing apparitions. Good.
Yep. Going back. We're partly vexed with monstrous apparitions.
Monstrous apparitions, meaning it wasn't just apparitions or you see something that appeared like your grandmother that passed away.
Yeah.
It says monstrous things that's terrible to look at.
Yeah.
You know, like seeing a shadowy figure, that's considered monstrous. That's 10 feet tall. There's some people that said, maybe not in this event, but there's some people that say they see shadow figures and they might be like almost 20 feet tall. You know, like I've been watching on YouTube videos, people telling stories of, you know, they're having supernatural experience. They said they see a shadow figure, just like they see the shadow figure, and it was like 10 to 20 feet tall. And they said they just stepped on the gas and just took off and shit. You know. But, you know, some of them angels, some of them are demons. But these are plagues sent from the Most High.
A little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Their heart failing them, for a sudden fear and not looked for came upon them. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, so then whosoever there fell down.
And your heart failing, you know, that's fear. That's through fear. Like, a lot of people have the same, you know, assessment towards the video. Because they were saying, well, there was a group of teens fighting in the mall, and that's why everybody was running. But that don't explain all the police activity there. You know, based on just because of a couple of teens fighting, you know, all these police activity, that don't really add up. You know, how Jake said, the math ain't mathing.
Mm-hmm. So then whosoever there fell down was straitly kept, shut up in a prison without iron bars. Whether he were husbandman or shepherd or laborer in the field, he was overtaken and endured that necessity which could not be avoided, for they were all bound with one chain of darkness. Whether it were a whistling sound, a whistling wind, or melodious noise of birds among the spreading branches, or a pleasing fall of water running violently, or terrible sound of stones casted down. So this is what they heard. They was hearing things like water falling violently, rushing water like a waterfall. Remember, they in darkness too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you hearing birds
You
among
can't see nothing, but you just hear shit going
Exactly.
around you.
Exactly. You hearing birds among the spreading branches. So birds on branches.
Branches cracking.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
hear branches cracking or footsteps walking towards
Yeah.
you.
Yep. A whistling wind, a melodious noise of birds, all kinds of
Mhm.
noise like that, or a pleasing fall of water running violently like waterfalls, or a terrible sound of stones cast down like an avalanche, or a running that could not be seen of skipping beats. So you enemies coming after you, you can't see nothing. Or a rebounding echo from the hollow mountains, like you probably hearing noises coming from a far distance that's echoing at you. That's what you're hearing. These things made them swoon for fear. Made them to swoon for fear.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's the point on that.
That's in the horror movies first. The horror movies first, you don't see them, you just hear them.
Mm-hmm.
When you do see them,
A little more.
you're even more terrified. You know what I mean?
Say what?
In the horror movies, you
Oh, yeah.
see demons, you hear them first, but you don't see them shit falling. Who did that? And then after a while, you start seeing them, you know, shit get more intensified.
Yeah.
I got a scripture I can lock.
Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud of fire, enfolded itself as a great brightness was about it, and out of the midst of it, the color of amber, and the midst of fire. And
Read again.
Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and fire enfolded itself.
So this is Ezekiel giving a description of what he's seen. So he's seen a chariot, what people identify as a so-called UFO, and within this chariot, he's seen a lot of lights. That's why he compared to different precious stones, because he's seen lights around the chariots, so that the chariot was sparkling.
And a brightness was about it, and out of the midst of it, therefore, the color of amber, and the midst of the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And also in the midst thereof, the likeness of 4 living creatures.
And those 4 creatures was the 4 angels. Go ahead.
And was there the appearance that was the likeness of a man.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone had 4 faces. One had 4, and everyone had 4 wings. And the feet were like straight feet, and the soul thereof.
So Ezekiel seen pretty much the 4 archangels, and each animal that they had, it represents an attribute that the angel had, a certain attribute trait that the angel had. Go ahead.
And the feet were like the straight feet, and the sole their feet was like the sole of a calf foot,
Mm-hmm.
and the sparkle like the likeness of the color of burnished brass. And I had my hand, and they had the hands of the man under their wings on their 4 sides, and their 4 faces and their wings.
I guess that.
Yeah, and there have been a lot of chariot sightings to the point where the Washington had to release that so-called UFOs are real. It happened in not last summer 2022, not mistaken, and they released documents of where they identified UFOs, which we identified as chariots. They released documents saying these things are all true. These things are all real.
That's right, brother.
And it's only going to intensify as we draw close to the end. We're going to see more chariot sightings. There's going to be more apparitions.
Mm-hmm.
And the same way the Most High played Egypt, the Most High is going to play America, but it's going to be far worse. Like the Most High is going to outdo himself. Like you look at PS1 graphics, and that's Egypt. The Most High going to give you like PS5 graphics compared to what he did to Egypt.
Exactly. It's gonna be like playing goddamn GoldenEye compared to like Call of Duty.
The Nintendo 64.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nintendo 64 like to PS5 now.
Yeah.
You know, because the Most High, he gonna outdo himself. Like, oh, you thought this was wild? Now I'm gonna do this. Because the Lord says it's gonna be a time as never before. And that's why the Lord set out men to teach you. Because he giving you warning. That's why, look, we in a time, you know, I'm pretty sure brothers feel the same thing. You had this more frustrated spirit on you when you see Jake. Whereas last year, you might be more like lenient, calm about it. Now, you just like got this fire. Because that's the Most High spirit. The Lord said, I'm going to give you pastors according to my heart. The Most High is upset. And the Most High is putting that spirit, and this, you're only getting a little small tad of how the Most High feel. But the time is coming, the Most High is going to fully put that spirit within us. Because, it's, you know, now, you know, we fight ourselves, trying not being carnal. Like, you know what, that's being carnal. Let me not do that. And we just walk away. And we take a punch in the stomach. But the time is coming when it's no longer it's going to be said as being carnal. You know, the Most High is going to give it the power to do it in the green light.
So,
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Job 18, verse 11. It says, terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger-bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side.
That's why the Lord is known as the King of Terror. Because the same way the Most High brought down ancient Rome, the Most High is going to bring down America. You know, now the other nations is creating an alliance against America and creating a currency where they can operate outside of America. And, you know, that's what's happening. You know, that's happening here, and that's how Rome, one of the reasons why Rome fell. Because Rome really collapsed when the West collapsed, because they had constant invasions from the Germanic tribes. So they ended up being overtaken, and then by the time we got to the fifth century, Western Rome was fully taken over. And America had the same problem, the same way. Like if you go on Google parallels with ancient Rome and America, you're gonna see you got a lot of Edomites covering this topic. Rome currency was devaluing, American currency is devaluing. When Rome was collapsing, they had a lot of entertainment for the people to keep them distracted. That's get the term bread and circus. You got bread and circus today. You know.
Another thing why these countries before these nations, when they got women in power, when they got women in government, these nations before. The same thing in America. They got women in power. That's why it's falling.
It says,
So you had, you know, you have a lot of entertainment. Like you go on the internet, you go on YouTube, you see all this information about Blueface and what the bitch name for Sean. And like, who asked for this news?
Exactly.
And everybody report on the
Who is
news.
that?
That's is to keep you distracted from the thing that's really taking place on the earth.
GTA 6.
Oh yeah, the GTA 6 trailer.
Yeah, that's so stupid because they got all excited about that shit, and the shit dropped next year. The year just started.
And really 2 years. Because they tell you it's gonna come out this year, but it'll come out towards the end. They're gonna market it towards Christmas. That's the end of the year.
Yeah.
So you're looking at almost the end of 2 years. And Lord willing, this be the year. You know, we're looking to get the fuck out of here, and things is happening. You know, we about to see a ground war about to happen, and that ground war gonna lead to a nuclear war.
it says, his strength shall be hunger-bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength.
That's right.
His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle,
That's right.
and it shall bring him to the king of terrors.
You got it. Bring it up.
Yeah, so the so-called white man got a judgment coming for him in the near future. Okay? You know, you see a lot of these false flag events that's gonna eventually leading to, major events taking place, such as Jacob's Trouble, famine, World War III, and this is all happening because the Lord is, like the scripture says, his determination is to gather those nations and to bring them into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is what, over in the Persian Gulf, where he's gonna plead with those other nations for the sake of Israel, man. That's why all these things are taking place. When the firstborn of death is Yahushua, man. Because Yahushua, pursuant to Isaiah 63, he's gonna come back and wreak havoc on the nation of Israel. So,
That's why you know that the king of terror. Yahushua, he's gonna bring the main terror, because like compared to what the world believes that one Yahushua, the so-called white man, and he just, you can talk to him any way you want. He just so forgiving. They think Yahushua is a simp, but Yahushua is coming to bring death and destruction, to the ungodly.
Right. I got something real quick. This is from a website called, just found this website called, it's from time.com. This is from June 29th, 2023. So this is 6 months ago. It says, here's how bad a nuclear war would actually be. We know that an all-out U.S.-Russian nuclear war would be bad, but how bad exactly? Notice that U.S. and Russia. It didn't say nobody else. How do your chance of surviving the explosion, radiation, and nuclear winter depend on where you live? The past year's unprecedented nuclear saber-rattling and last weekend's chaos in Russia has made this question timely. To help answer it, I've worked with an amazing interdisciplinary group of scientists to produce the most scientifically realistic simulation of a nuclear war using only unclassified data and visualize it as video. Can't show the video here. It combines detailed modeling of nuclear targeting, missile trajectories, blasts, and the electromagnetic pulse, and of how black carbon smoke is produced, loafed, and spread across the globe, altering the climate and cause mass starvation. As the video illustrates, it doesn't matter who starts the war. When one side launches nuclear missiles, the other side detects them and fires back before impact. Ballistic missiles from U.S. submarines west of Norway start striking Russia at about 10 minutes, and Russian ones from north of Canada start hitting the U.S. a few minutes later. The very first strikes fry electronics and power grid by creating an electromagnetic pulse of tens of thousands of volts per meter. The next strikes target command and control centers and nuclear launch facilities. Land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles take about half an hour to fly from launch to target. Major cities are targeted both because they contain military facilities and to stymie the enemy's post-war recovery. Each impact creates a fireball about as high as the core of the sun. Check that out. Followed by a radioactive mushroom cloud. That's called a Rayleigh-Taylor instability. That's what's known as, that's that cloud that speaks of in the scripture, the scroll rolled together, like a scroll that's rolled. These intense explosions vaporize people nearby and cause fires and blindness further away. Damn. The fireball expansion then causes a blast wave that damages buildings, crushing nearby ones. UK and France have nuclear capabilities and are obliged by NATO's Article 5 to defend the US. So Russia hits them too. Firestorms engulf many cities where storm level winds fan the flames, igniting anything that can burn, melting glass and some metals, and turning the asphalt into flammable hot liquid. Damn. There's a lot more here, but that don't sound too good.
And you know what's crazy?
Get some of them destruction scriptures.
Yeah, that's right. I got something too. And like when I was a kid, I seen Terminator 2 on the VHS. The scene with Sarah Connor. There's always used to have me shaking in my boots.
Yeah.
But I was the fear of the Most High only. This is Revelation 16:21. And they fell upon men. Let me start off at 19. And the great city was divided into 3 parts. And the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came into remembrance before the Most High, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, and every stone about the way of a talent, and men blasphemed the Most High because the plague of the hell, for the plague thereof was exceeding great. And that's destruction. So when John seen it, John seen America being destroyed, and he described it as a hell, and he seen it. He described it as a hailstorm coming down from the sky, but then he goes on to say as a weight of a talent. So these wasn't regular hell size. It was a size of a weight of a talent. Now, somebody Google a weight of a talent. Yeah. So when John seen it, he's like, wait a minute. These hells are kind of big. So he described it, well, it resembled of a weight of a talent. You got it? Put it on the camera. So you got it too? Well, show it on the camera. So
You got the 129 pound.
Well,
let me see what you got. Let me see what you got.
I got it.
No, image. Go to image. Type in weight of a talent and show an actual image. So we can see what John seen. There you go. Press this one.
There you go.
So that's what John seen. Oh, that's what he compared it to. So John, he seen things raining out the sky, and he resembled it to a wave of talent. And now type in of a warhead, because what he seen was warheads coming down from the sky, but he didn't understand what was a warhead. So he said as a wave of talent. So he compared it as a wave of talent. So that's what he see. So throw him a warhead. So John seen warheads dropping and detonating. Right.
Yeah.
That's it on that.
I remember when I was younger, I went with my pops to the movies to see the movie called End of Days. It came out in 1999. It had something to do with like Satan and all types of that. It was scary as hell. I remember one whole time I was 99. I went home, I started reading the Bible, man. It was 99. I went home, I started reading.
The Christian movie?
Some shit.
It was an apocalyptic movie.
End of Days, the pop had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it.
Okay.
What's it called?
Even Michael Jackson.
End of Days. I started reading the Bible when I went home, man. I was like, I'll read the Bible like 3 days. What the hell? I'm trying to understand it. My pop's Bible, it had something in the scripture. It was highlighted and it said the white man. I said the white man. Because you know, sometimes when you read the Bible, you highlight certain stuff. Esau. So you had the scripture there highlighted and said the white man. I said, the white man? What the white man got to do with this?
That's heavy.
And as I got older, I understood why.
Yeah. Now this like remember the Michael Jackson video? The song "What About Us"
Oh, yeah.
and everything was dying off.
They don't
Even as a
really-
kid,
They don't really care about it.
they don't really care about it. Man. No, that's not that one. That was the one he did when he was in Brazil.
They don't really care. Okay.
That was when he was in Brazil, and the other one video did in the prison. Other one he was holding onto the trees, and everything was like a big ass storm, and the elephants was dying off. It was like an apocalyptic video. I remember watching as a kid. That shit just scared the shit out of me. And I'm like, damn. But you know, it was a lot of apocalyptic things going on. Even as a kid, it used to always scare the shit out of me. But that's the wrath of the Most High. That's there you go. Somebody got something? You got
Earth Song.
Earth Song. Yeah, Earth Song. Malak, and then
It was crazy.
yeah.
Isaiah chapter 9 was not affected with it.
Isaiah 9.
Verse 5.
Oh yeah, started from yep.
For every battle of the warriors is with confused noise.
Now who's speaking? The prophet Isaiah. He said, for every battle of the warrior is what? Is with confused noise. Right? Because the vision he knows it had to do with war. But he's like, well, in my time, people fight like this. It's just confused noise. Go ahead.
And garments rolled in blood.
And garments rolled in blood. Go ahead.
But this shall be.
But this should be, so when you put the word but, you're now making a distinguish between the wars of ancient time and the war that is to come.
That's right.
Because Isaiah, he's seen the war that is to come. He's like, wait a minute. I never knew about any war in history being fought like this. So he said, but this wall should be with burning and fuel of fire. Go ahead.
But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. That's it.
Go ahead, keep going.
For verse 6. For unto the child,
For unto us,
a child is born.
so for unto us a child is born. Go ahead.
For unto a son is given.
A son is given. Go ahead.
And
So this is the prophecy of the Messiah coming. Go ahead.
and
Because Isaiah seen the destruction, but he also seen salvation from the destruction. So he said, but unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. Go ahead.
the governor shall be upon his
So
shoulder.
the government should be upon his shoulder. That's the kingdom. So when Yahushua comes, he's not just coming with destruction, he's coming with the kingdom. He's coming to destroy and to build. So before we have construction, it have to be demolition. Go ahead.
His name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power,
And these are just titles. Wonderful, counselor. Why is Yahushua the counselor? Because he's the mediator. He mediates or he counsels between us and the Most High.
Right.
Go ahead.
the mighty power, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
The Prince of Peace. Why is he the Prince of Peace? Because when Yahushua died on the cross, he brought back peace with Israel and the Most High.
Right.
And when he returned, he's coming to bring peace to the elect of Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Of the increase of his government, the peace there shall be no end.
So the kingdom never is going to end. It's going to be forever. Go ahead.
And this is the Old Testament talking about Yahushua too.
That's right. Because they had said, Esau's going to take us down. No, the scripture said it's going to be no end. So we're going to rule forever. The only way we're going to go down is through sin. But we're not going to never sin no more because the Lord is going to be within our inward parts. Go ahead.
Upon the throne of David.
Upon the throne of David, meaning Yahushua had to come out the lineage or the sperm of David. Not just any son, because David had multiple sons. I believe David had like 19 sons, I'm not mistaken. You had Absalom, you had the Niger, you had Solomon. Who else? So let's say, let's say the Messiah came out of.
They had 19 sons.
He had 19 sons, right? Oh, okay, that's confirmation. So let's say a God came and said he's the Messiah. He came out the lineage of David, but he came out of Absalom, or he came out of the Niger. That can't be the Messiah. Even though he's from the lineage of David, but he's not from the royal lineage of David, because the royal lineage of David came through Solomon. So he had to be out the lineage of Solomon.
Upon the throne of David.
Upon the throne of David, because David had successors. And David's successor was who? Solomon. And then Solomon had successors. That's when you go to the book of 1 Kings, 2 Kings, and they all came out of the lineage of Solomon. So he had to be of that lineage. So he couldn't have came out of any other David's sons. He had to come out of the lineage of Solomon. For him to be the Messiah.
Right.
Go ahead.
And upon his kingdom to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice.
Justice means to administer the law. Like when the scriptures say that we are just people, meaning the Most High gave us the law to establish it. So when you receive justice, you're saying that the law was administered. So you receive injustice, what just happened. That means that the law was not administered. So that's what it means by just. The word just come out of the word justice. Okay?
From henceforth, forever.
Forever and ever, meaning eternity. So that means the kingdom is not going to ever collapse. That's a eternal kingdom.
The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform it.
There you go. What we got? Lackamon has something. Then Daniela, you had something?
Yeah.
And then you go ahead.
Alright. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. That's what I had.
Right.
And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
And what could do that? The nuclear destruction. That's you go to Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, it speaks about a destroying wind. Because when missiles get designated, it releases a burst of energy and it shoots out a wind. That's a destroying wind. And when that wind get shot off, people just gonna be, it's getting hot. And it's gonna get hotter and hotter and hotter till it's unbearable, and they're gonna be standing up on their feet, burning alive. Go ahead.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Right. So it says your flesh should consume away while you stand up on your feet. And it says about your eyes, and then it speaks about your tongue. Well, is it not your eyes and your tongue both comprised of your flesh? Now, the reason it say your eyes, because it's talking about the things you have planned for the future. You got people that, they have investment in retirement, where they plan to be the next 10, 20 years from now.
Their child's college fund.
They're gonna buy homes and pass it over to their children, so that way they'll never have to work or never have to purchase a home. So their visions for the future is gonna be destroyed, and the tongue symbolizes your speech. So everything you say is gonna be destroyed. If it's not in alignment with the Most High, it's gonna be destroyed. Go ahead.
Luke chapter 21, verse 26. Men's heart failing them for the fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth.
So you're gonna have people catching heart attacks, people will catch strokes, people will be, scared to death, literally.
Yeah.
They're gonna wake up dead. They're gonna wake up in the spiritual world. They're gonna see the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. They're gonna catch a stroke or a heart attack, and they spirit gonna separate from the flesh. And that's gonna be their judgment. Go ahead.
For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Nuclear
The powers
destruction.
of heaven should be shaken by what? The nuclear missiles. And that's the time we're living in. Like we said, it's going to be a ground battle. It has to be a ground battle first. So for the scripture to be fulfilled of the bodies it's not going to be buried, and that ground battle is going to lead to a nuclear destruction. Go ahead.
God, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation.
Right, because we talk about destruction, and people say, well, aren't you afraid? No, we're looking forward for this. And get 2 Peter's 3 and 10 or 3 and 9. Because we're not afraid, because we know the more these things happen, is leading to our peace. And we know that, we believe that these things lead to our salvation. We don't believe we're going to be destroyed. We believe we did the right thing and the Lord is going to deliver us. That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. God.
God, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded.
Esau shall be saved. No?
That's right. I don't mention Esau. I know that's what these guys want to hear. These guys from Boston that fell out, they don't want to hear that, because now they new thing is trying to bring in the heathen, but that's not gonna happen, and they're gonna be destroyed right with the heathen teaching that madness.
God, ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
Mm-hmm. World without end, meaning we never gonna go down. We're gonna be in power forever, eternal.
God, that was
This is Baruch chapter 4, verse start at verse 31. It says, "Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons." It says, "For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation.
Break down.
No, bring it up.
Go ahead, break it down.
For me.
I got you. Now, the reason why I said miserable are those cities is because all of those cities that had done, all of the nations that had done all to the children of Israel are gonna get their just desserts, so to speak. They're gonna get destroyed. You know that?
Right, it said miserable.
They gotta be judged for what they did to the children of Israel. Go ahead. Begin with the elect.
Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at
And
thy
what you was doing in the cities, wasn't in the city shopping at the mall. We were serving them. We was in,
It wasn't making its way downtown, walking fast.
walking fast.
Like that is
That's all. Yeah. Make my way downtown. We wasn't shopping at the mall, you know, trying to catch a sale, buying Jordans. We was there as in the city as slaves, as servants. So everything they did upon us is gonna fall back upon them. Right?
It says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin.
Our ruin meaning our downfall. So Esau rejoiced at us, or Esau took us down, and guess what? The other nation is not innocent because they exploited our circumstances being in the bottom. So they're just as guilty. Right?
It says, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her from the
And
everlasting.
we see it mourning happening right now, but that mourning is going to increase. And it speaks about fire. That fire is going to be a nuclear fire. Right?
It says, for fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure. It says, for fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time.
She should be inhabited with devils. Now, after America be destroyed, America's gonna be inhabited with what desert creatures, and you're gonna have a lot of apparitions, a lot of demons possessing this land after America be destroyed. Yeah.
Psalm chapter 137, verse 8. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
So they're saying, destroy them. So when we will be taken down, you got Edom rejoicing. So the Most High is going to hold Esau accountable for everything they did wrong to us. Because Esau's sins go far back. You know, if he ain't do anything else, he still have a lot to pay for. If he ain't enslaved us, the Most High still got a heavy judgment upon Edom. Go ahead.
Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be.
Because America is not Babylon, it's the daughter of Babylon. Because the format, America adopted all the format of ancient Babylon. So now it has become the daughter of Babylon. You know, America uniform all the ideas of Babylon. So the Most High reference is as being the daughter. Okay?
Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Verse 9, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Right. So that means their children are gonna be destroyed. You know, just like they did to us in slavery. When they had us in captivity, they showed us no mercy. They even had something called the slave Bible. So all the scriptures that talk about that was against, because scripture speaks about captivity and it speaks against captivity, because captivity is for the other nations, but it's not for us. So they'll take out the book of Ephesians that speaks about being subject and not being subject onto certain things, and they will use that for us to have this mind state of being servants. Okay.
That was it.
Okay.
This is Matthew 24:6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. You know, because we were speaking earlier about we'll be troubled in the end times. Now, wars, rumors of wars, is something we hear about often. It's going on right now in Palestine, with Iran, with China, Taiwan, North Korea, North Russia, you know, and who was in the mix of all these things? America. Okay, why? Because America ultimately is going to be destroyed by all these different countries, man. In the end of it, but it says Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars, and rumors of wars. Today be not troubled, going into the elect. All right, the hopeful elect runs out there the house of Yahweh, start with the apostles, bishops, and elders. Be not troubled, because we have faith in, and we have the fear, we have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, because it's going to intensify. Now you see these wars going on. Guess what? America will be invaded. All right, America will have troops on the ground. You know, it's gonna get bad, man. Like you got some of these jakes, even Esau with these nice houses and mansions. A fucking foreign military will come and turn your house into a camp, man. You know, and then what? So these are things that's gonna happen. That's the progress as far as long as these wars go on, and ultimately it's gonna be what those nuclear missiles gonna drop.
I can say something. Yeah, the same stuff that's going on in Venezuela and Colombia and Honduras and out there in Palestine, Palestine's so-called Israel, land of Israel, it's going to come here to America, but it's going to be double. So so everything that's happening outside the walls of Babylon is going to come here to America, and it's going to be Jeremiah 30:7, Isaiah 59:19.
Get those two.
I got a precept real quick.
Yeah.
Psalm chapter 27, verse 1, a psalm of David. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? What'd you say?
Go on to
Okay, so the Lord is the strength of my life, and of whom shall I be afraid? So just like the elders bringing out Matthew 24, that wars and rumors of wars, we're not afraid of it. Just like the elder brought out, we are hastening the day of the Lord. We want this to happen. The faster this happens, the faster we get up out of here. So we don't have the spirit of fear upon us. We got the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Verse 2, when the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. So anything that the wicked try to do, mainly chiefly Esau and on down, Elam, Moab, etc., try to do to the elect, or whether we be of that number, nothing. It only can happen unless the Lord let it happen. But the thing is, the elect they're not gonna die like a dog. They're gonna have an honorable death, like getting their head chopped off, being a martyr for Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
They're gonna be raised back up.
Yeah, and they're gonna be the first ones on the chariots coming back to get busy here on the earth with spiritual powers.
As long as we die for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, honorable death.
Exactly. Yep.
2/3, you gonna die like heathens, man. But yeah.
Verse 3. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise
Man,
against
that's gonna happen. Time of Jacob's trouble in different nations. Mainly Esau, the so-called white man, coming down having that great wrath. He's gonna come in his military, and he's gonna encamp against Israel.
my heart shall not fear, though war should rise against me.
2/3 hearts gonna sink. 2/3 their hearts gonna drop, man. You sell out, dropouts. All right. You put your hands to the plow and turn it around. Time of Jacob's trouble, your heart gonna stop, man. You know, you're gonna just give up the spirit. You're gonna be afraid in those days. But the Lord will put the spirit on us. See, Lord didn't give the elect the spirit of fear. All right, so the elect is gonna be okay in the time of Jacob's trouble. Which this is the whole full year of Jacob's trouble. All right.
Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident.
Confident in what? Confident in that name. You know, names you don't want to say. All right, we were confident in those names. Okay, that was it.
Precept.
Yeah.
2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Yeah, men shall be afraid, man, because what Esau gonna bring it now gonna known, certain, like the brother there said, man, certain, a lot of people, they never see a robot like full killer, 10 feet robot to run through just a kill. So, like a lot of old people are just give up the spirit. The Esau gonna bring things. These are the last and final leg, final stretch.
It's full technology.
Full technology, yeah. And everything gonna come out. It's gonna pass Egypt. So imagine all of that in a one. Operation, robots, laser, people just have us.
Yeah.
They can't go, them now gonna even think like then when you're watching the movies from 2000, like what a brother there said, it's gonna come back. All of these, everything just gonna be one, the last final stretch. So people just gonna drop.
Living color. He's seen it, and what's that movie was called with not Double Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
They seen it, Mission Impossible movies. They're gonna experience Mission Impossible in real life. Esau gonna, bring out all his weapons that he haven't shown to the public. And it's gonna be used against the people, but mostly you jakes.
They was even using. They even said they were using laser weapons. I believe it was in 1989. During the Panama Deception. That time period, is around Christmas, around so-called Christmas. I got something too. Anybody got something? This is Revelation 17 and Revelation 17 and 9. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads, speak about the different 7 heads of this beast, which are Germanium Major, Germanium Minor, the Gauls, which are the French, Great Britain, Rome, Hispaniola, which is Spain, and Greece. The Germanium Major, Germanium Minor, the Gauls, which are the French, Great Britain, Rome, Greece, Hispaniola, which is Spain. But I'm going to go right to the point. It says, and here is the mind that hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, which mountains represent kingdoms, on which the woman sitteth. So this woman is America. But she stood upon these 7 heads, these 7 kingdoms, as I just stated seconds ago. Now, when this war break out, they're gonna be on America's side at first, but eventually they're gonna turn against them. Now, if you go to Article 5, NATO, right, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and you read about Article 5, let's see what Article 5 says. This from the NATO website says, Article 5 provides that if a NATO ally, which the woman is, the United States, is the victim of an armed attack, each and every other member of the alliance will consider this act of violence as an armed attack against all members and will take the actions it deems necessary to assist the ally attack. Now, Article 6 of NATO says an armed attack on any party under Article 5 includes an attack on the territory, forces, vessels, or aircraft of any party. So if the U.S. is attacked, they gotta defend them according to the NATO treaty. And it's also a word in there called casus foederis. Is derived from the Latin case for the alliance. In diplomatic terms, it describes a situation in which the terms of an alliance come into play, such as one nation being attacked by another. And it gives you historical examples: World War I, NATO. Matter of fact, look it up. On this Wikipedia, it says Article 5 on the North Atlantic Treaty of North Atlantic Treaty governs mutual defense in the event of an attack or elimination. It has been invoked only once, on September 12, 2001, in response to the September 11 attacks in the United States. So guess what? There's going to be a time when. So now we got, the scriptures is true. But you already knew that, but you read on the NATO website, you read about Article 5 and read about Article 6. It speaks about how they have no choice. They have to take an attack against one of its allies and attack against all. So that helps us understand greater how the woman is in line with them 7 heads. Because they got to defend it. They're obligated by way of a treaty. Anybody got something? Who has that card?
Oh, all right. I was holding Isaiah 24. I'll get that. Isaiah 24. I'll start from verse 10. It says, "The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There was a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Yeah, so, that's talking about America, all right? That place of confusion, which is Babylon. So pretty much, America got to prepare for, war, as brothers going into. They got to prepare for the plagues of the Most High. And it speaks about all the mirth of the land is going to be gone. So all the time of partying, having fun, that's all going to be over with soon. Okay, we're in the new year 2024, and Lord willing, the Most High is going to start bringing more prophecies to pass, more destruction from this place, and then ultimately World War III. Sorry again, it says Isaiah 24:10. The city of confusion is broken down; every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Yeah, so, and there's going to be a crying of wine. All right, that wine represents the word of the Lord. Okay, so people gonna want to hear that word, the truth in that day. That's when all hell breaks loose. That's when people will want to
seek
answers. Okay, seek the truth, seek the Lord. It's gonna be too late for all that. All right, you gotta seek the Lord while He may be found. So it reads a little more. So it reads verse 12. And the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. Yeah, so destruction's going. The Most High is going to bring destruction on this place, on all sides. All right, hurricanes, earthquakes, civil wars, race riots, famine, martial law. But ultimately, it's going to be those nuclear missiles that's going to burn this place out. Verse 13. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as a shaking of an olive tree, and as the gleaning grapes when the vintage is done. Yeah, so the people in the land is going to be like the shaking of an olive tree or the gleaning grapes, okay? Just like the shaking of an olive tree, what? There's few olives left after that shaking, or the gleaning grapes, meaning when you go back into the law, what? You would leave when you pick out the grapes out of the field, you would have to leave some remaining grapes for the poor, according to the law. So the people in his land is going to be like the gleaning grapes, the remaining. All right, it speaks about that in 2 Ezra 16th chapter, how there's going to be few people left in his land after destruction takes place in his land. All right. Scripture speak about in 2 Ezra how a man shall desire, to hear, see another man or hear the voice of another man. Because that's how much destruction the Most High is going to bring upon America in that time. All right. So that was pretty much it.
Let's break it down. Zechariah chapter 2, verse 7. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Pharaoh.
Read it again.
Zechariah 2, verse 7. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Pharaoh.
Right. Now the way we're gonna be delivered by first in knowledge and believing in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and that's how the deliverance is gonna come. So when you get this word, you learn it, and then you start making assessments on things that need to be changed. That you can't be the same person you was when you first came in. That man that when you first came in, gotta die off. You gotta become a new creature. It's about growth. Go ahead.
Verse 8. But thus say the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which follow you, for they have touched you, they have touched the apple of his eye.
So the Lord's referring us as being the apple of his eye. So any nation put his hands on us, Mosai get offended, and Mosai for he's being attacked. So the Mosai is going to respond to us being, oppressed and being put in captivity. He's going to judge these different nations for what they did to us. Go ahead.
For behold, I will shake my hand upon them,
Mm-hmm.
and they that be spoiled shall be their servants, and ye shall know that I'm the Lord of hosts.
But shake your hand is a gesture of disapproval.
Yeah.
And the Most High, he's going to bring his judgment. You know, not just Esau, but all the nations. Just that Esau is going to receive the far greater judgment. So all nations are guilty. You know, that's like you see the Epstein list, you know, that's happening right now. They're not just charging Epstein, but Epstein is so-called dead, deleted right now. You know, but anybody that was involved with this, with the island, they're gonna hold them just as much accountable as Epstein. That's the same thing how the Most High is. He's gonna judge anybody that was involved with putting us down.
Right.
Go ahead.
The Lord of hosts had sent me.
So the Most High is about to bring out a RICO. You know, it's about to be a RICO, a righteous RICO, a racketeering on all the nations. Indictment. You know, anybody that was included with Esau is gonna be a RICO.
If you see that, if you pay attention to that scripture, the scripture says, "After the glory have I sent you, has he sent me among these nations that spoiled you." So after Israel is glorified and been delivered, then we gonna get them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is
Don't have that in your mouth when you read it. Let's take it out.
it says Ecclesiasticus 8:11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. You know, because Esau, the so-called white man, you know, the brother just mentioned Jeffrey Epstein and his fellows. You know, they had that mentality because they had all the money and the power that they could get away with anything.
Freaks.
You know, even some of these jakes that got money, man, because money is power. But you know, people, the love of money. I should say the love of money is the root of all evil, and these people will do anything for money. You know, but they believe money is like a god.
Yeah.
You know,
They only respect in this world respect two things. That's money and that's violence.
right?
And the Most High ain't coming to bring money. The Most High is coming to bring violence.
Right. So, you know, you got people like P. Diddy, and such with that like mind, you know, they think they can get away with whatever, you know, and they have gone many years without being canceled, investigated or, you know, under investigation, you know, but, you know, the law was just, you know, building up a file against them, you know, giving them enough rope to hang themselves.
The white man is a faggot by nature. That's really what it is. You know, they're born faggots. You know what I'm saying? All levels of the society, Esau doing some faggot stuff. You know what I'm saying? The churches molesting kids. I'm looking at something right now. I seen this. I had saw this years ago. I didn't watch the whole thing. Something called the Azimuth Trust, which is basically the charity front. Somebody named Dr. Morris Fraser started the Azimuth Trust like around 93. These reports from 1994. So that he could and his friends could sexually abuse vulnerable boys on sailing trips. What kind of faggot shit is this, man? That's why these crackers got a big stomach. Look, and then I tell you, you got something that's something called UK cover-ups, all kind of shit. Pedophiles in Parliament. What kind of fucking faggot shit? This man's a fucking faggot.
Boy Scouts.
I'm saying all that shit. That's why you don't let your kids go to no fucking sleepaway camp. Fucking wrong with you? You fucking retarded?
Right.
Dumbass niggas.
Yes.
It's ridiculous, man.
Absolutely.
This motherfucker's gotta die.
And the Lord, the scripture say that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. The Lord see everything.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, just because you might be getting away with it at the moment, you know, hey, the Lord might have your tongue fall upon yourself and, you know, somebody inside and reveal everything. You know, just how the Lord want to get you, he's going to get you.
That's right, bro.
It says, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. Yeah, so mainly, you know, Esau, you got that mentality, man. You know, they constantly oppressed us, and you know, they want us to forget about our downfall, our oppression, and our captivity, you know, but when it comes to them, it's a double standard, you know. But the Lord said what He required that which is past, and that's why they're going into slavery, and eventually they're going to be eradicated.
We can't wait.
Psalm chapter 37, verse 17. Yeah, Psalm chapter 37, verse 16. A little that a righteous man hath a better than the riches of. Verse 17, for the arms of the wicked.
Right, a little that a righteous man have is better than what? Read it again.
Psalm chapter 37, verse 16. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked.
Right, the little that a righteous man have is better than the riches of many wicked. Because if a righteous man has a little, he's not tempted by what it is that he possesses. And that which he possesses is what he got due to his righteous acts that he done by Yahweh Shemashah. Because ultimately the greatest riches that we have is the scriptures. That's the greatest riches. So a little that a righteous man have is better than the what?
Better than the riches of many wicked.
It's better than the riches of many wicked, because the thing that the wicked has, those things are all they're all temporal. That's when Yahweh Shah was speaking about how you have he has the treasure in heaven where thieves don't break through and steal, gold don't rust, and moth doeth not corrupt. Those are the riches that the righteous have. Heavenly things. But it's looked at as something that's little. But even the little bit of that is better than the greater materialistic possessions that the wicked has in this world. That means nothing. So I could say the depth of riches is the wisdom of the Lord. Go ahead in the book of Romans.
Verse 17, for the arms of the wicked shall be broken.
But the power of the wicked shall be broken. Go ahead.
But the Lord upholdeth the righteous.
There you go. Their arms are going to be broken, but the Lord is going to uphold us. See that? So, you know, it's poetic.
I got a little bit more.
Go ahead.
Verse 18, the Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever.
That's self-explanatory.
Verse 19, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied.
There you go. Somebody can break it down. It's kind of self-explanatory.
So in the day of famine, when, because you know these grocery stores can only hold about 3 days of groceries. When all hell breaks loose, you see what's going on in California with all the the orchestrated I think what is looting, when they go in and they loot everything. How much more when the dollar collapse and just let's just give a scenario. People the soldiers jumped out of the sky, parachuting in, planes coming in. People are gonna panic. You see what happened during Hurricane Harvey. Everyone rushed to BJ's and Costco and the gas stations, and there was lines wrapping around the corner. It's not gonna be no lines. It's gonna be every man for himself. Any type of apocalyptic movie, all the social norms and all the rules and regulations, that's gonna be done away with. Verse 19, they shall not be ashamed.
Somebody can set the Edges 15 for the 16. It speaks about they should not regard the king of the priest.
They shall not be ashamed in the evil time. We're not gonna be ashamed because we are doing and we did what the Lord told us to do, to go out there on the highways and byways and prophesy and show fear to the divine beings, Yahweh Shai.
And that's what builds your faith up, knowing that when you had, this was going to tell you, make use of every opportunity. I'm not quoting verbatim. I don't think I am. Scriptures tell you, you got to make use of every opportunity. When you doing that which is righteous now, when all hell breaks loose, you will have the faith because you know that when you had the opportunity, you did that which was right. I mean, if you knew you was sitting on your ass, if you knew you was basically just a guy, that you just, hey, come to camp Saturday. Everybody stay in the camp till all hell breaks loose, I'm going to make it. That ain't going to help you.
That means that person never really believed.
Yeah.
Because, when everything happened, each man going to be tempted. And they're going to show what he really believed. Because you're going to keep coming to camp. But, like, same thing. You keep going to school. You still got to take the regents. Still gotta take your
Ephesians
finals.
5:16 says that make use of every opportunity.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. You got it.
If you go to schools in high school, you still have to take the regions, you still have to take the finals. And you got to put to use or apply what you learned in that test. And that's how you move on to the next, or if he was graduated or not. So it's gonna be the same thing with all of us. You know, there's a test we have to go through, and there's gonna be a graduation. That graduation is gonna be us going up in the chariots.
The chip. So like, the chip is the main test, man.
Main test.
Main test, yeah, because it's gonna be that small thing. Actually, that gonna reap like havoc in the earth, man.
You had
Yeah.
You had Jake Foden over the jab, and we ain't seen nothing yet. That was just an appetizer compared what Esau's really gonna do. You know, like, oh, I'm gonna lose my job. You know what I mean? Jake took that jab just because they were gonna lose their job and stuff. Man, you know, myself, other brothers that believe, like, man, fuck that shit, man. The Most High is gonna make a way. We don't know how, and that's none of our business. We just know the Most High made a promise. That's it. You know, we believe, the Most High spoken, and we believe. But a lot of Jake, they're gonna lose. They're gonna fold. A lot of Jake's gonna fold. They're gonna get weak. Like, damn, I invested so much time in a job. I ain't paying my rent in this many months, almost a year, whatever. I can't be homeless.
They won't do that.
They won't. Oh, my girl about to leave me. My heart about to leave me. My rib, and you know, and my queen, and say you're gonna pay on your mind.
Yeah.
But if you're of the elect, the scriptures say, what's that scripture piece about? Delivering just light, and the Most High know how to deliver the righteous out of temptation. So if you're the elect, you're gonna be delivered out of temptation. No matter what comes your path, the Most High is gonna give you the spirit to deal with it. Because we have a righteous rebel spirit. Because the word rebel means to fight against. Because rebel is not always a bad thing. But we're gonna be righteous rebel. We're gonna fight against anything that's unacceptable with the Lord.
Man, you had Jake folding over Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Chicken apocalypse.
Chicken apocalypse, man. There's a bucket over that. What do you think will happen when the chip comes? When you think about it, the reason one of them got a chip, like the brother said, is gonna be a big test because the chip is gonna test all of those fleshly desires, all of the more desires you have. Because remember, you can't buy or sell. So all the things in this world that people seek to obtain by buying and selling, you won't be able to get. Food, clothes, shelter. The Most High has separated us from the world so much through the spirit of Habashiach Shah. You don't even care about that kind of stuff no more. You might work a bunch of months, have a bunch of money in your account. You could buy these new shoes. You don't even give a damn. You at a point you don't even care about certain things no more. I'm saying that.
This is James chapter 1, start from verse 12. It reads, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried."
That endure temptation. The word endure means to make hard. When you think of that word endure, what word do you think of? Durable. Durability. It's like a boxer that's in a ring fight for 12 rounds, and then in round 3 his rib is broke, but he still keep fighting. He don't give up. He's not looking for a way out.
Durability,
Like, damn, I'm hurt. I could keep going. I could just give up. My rib is hurt. That is good enough reason to stop. But he keep going. Damn, my nose is hitting me hard. The first round, my nose is bleeding hard, and this dude is kind of big. So no, you keep going. Because then eventually you keep going. You're going to break him. Because he's going to see all the damage he's doing to you, and see you keep coming, then mentally you're going to break his confidence. You're going to break his confidence.
Yeah.
I'm saying? Huh?
I mean, Rocky movie.
Exactly.
What that Russian dude.
Exactly. Eventually you're going to break him. So it said, endure what? What is it?
So it said, read again. James 1 and 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
You got to endure temptation. So when temptation comes with you, got to endure it. You got to be durable to fight against that. Person that's not durable in that situation, they can't endure it. They aren't durable. They're going to fold. That's what I'm saying?
Nah, I was saying that Rocky movie, he was like, he said Rocky like a piece of metal because he kept enduring the hits.
See?
It's like, be like a piece of metal.
That's right.
You got it.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the same thing with Apollo Creed. When Rocky got up, you should see Apollo Creed's face like change, like damn, what the he's still getting up, that right there, bro.
Right there, you got to kill it. You got to kill this
Yeah,
dude.
you gotta kill him.
He's gonna keep getting back up.
Like I'll say real quick, like I was looking at this thing up, you had this boxer, old school guy named Archie Moore, most knockouts all the time, 132 knockouts. He had a fight where he got dropped 4 times. And came back and stopped the guy in the 11th round. It was durable. He fought from like 140 something, like 200 pounds. He fought for like probably 30 years. They called them the old Mongols. That's being durable.
That's right.
Okay?
So blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life.
But when he is tried, he's gonna receive the crown of life. So you're gonna get rewarded for that durability, for enduring that temptation. We had a lot of guys that was in this thing and fell off. Guys that we came in with when we was first in the camp. 6 months in, your first day in the camp, a guy that joined 3 weeks later, a guy that was in there a year before you, 6 months before you, they ain't around. They ain't around, man. We like through the spirit of Habashim Rashad, we're like the last of the real Mohicans. You know what I'm saying? You think about all them guys that was around back then when we first came in, you think those guys will be around forever.
Yeah.
But when you started to get bigger, get stronger in the spirit, you could start seeing through other people's spirit. You can be like, I don't think he's gonna last too long. There's just something about him. But you don't say it to nobody. You keep it to yourself. And then eventually it happened. He's like, no, brother, brother, you know, I saw the same thing.
That's what
A little bit it happened to us.
Yeah, that's the spirit Paul said about the spirit of discerning spirits. The spirit of discerning spirits. Because sometimes you know, a guy may be getting weak, but you can see it. But you may try to build him up, but it's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
Because you may try to help him build up his faith, but then if you carry most of the weight, there's nothing you can do with that guy. He's leaning on you. Like he's not trying to stay on his own. And he keep continuing the same patterns. You pretty much just like all you can do is really count that guy days.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What's up?
Hold on, he got a little more.
So it says, all right, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. It says, let no man say when he is,
Salvation. Go ahead.
let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot tempt with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away from his own lust and enticed.
So that's what happens. When you're drawn away to those lusts, and you've been enticed, you've been allured by those lusts, you're being tempted. You got to know your weaknesses.
That's right.
I'm saying
Know your weakness.
you got to know your weaknesses. You got to know.
Topic.
I'm saying that's the topic. You got to know your weaknesses, man. You got to scripture tell you know you're not your own selves. You got to know what it is that you're strong at. You got to know what it is you're weak at. Oh, this guy, he just talking. Man, let's get to the breakdowns, man. All right, go ahead. You want to go to the breakdowns? Go ahead. Go to the breakdown. But this is what you need more than anything to be delivered. Scripture tell you, what's scripture say in the Apocrypha? A man that knows a little bit is better than he
You
that
have a
knows
small understanding, but yet fear of the Most High is better than one that have much understanding and transgress the word.
Exactly. So let's get to them deep breakdowns, brother. I don't want to hear none of this building the spirit up.
Yeah.
Well, you can break down a thousand scriptures.
That don't make you
That
up to the left.
don't mean nothing. Like, okay, wait, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say faith is what's gonna deliver you.
Yeah. They was going to live you. That's it, right?
Yeah, come, that was.
Can I bring us real quick just to back up? Now, this is verse quoted, don't read it. The 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Now, examine means you have to test. So you got to make an assessment. Like you have your car, you may check the oil, make sure the oil is not too dark, your tire pressure, you do an examination. That's the same attention you give to that, you give it to yourself. Like, you know what? If I'm doing this enough more, if I'm, things, because there's always room for improvement. There's always something you can improve on, but it's up to you to find it. Because if you don't find it, Satan will. You know what I'm saying? If you don't find it, Satan will, and Satan will attack those areas. And you got to pray to the Most High. The key thing is prayer. The Most High made it simple. You know, you pray to the Most High, things you lack on, things that need improvement. Pray. You know, if you feeling like your faith is a little low, well, guess what? You could pray for the Most High for more faith. Like, Lord, I know I pray for this, but I don't have faith that it's going to happen. Pray to the Most High to give you the faith for what you pray for. You know, believe. For Jake, believing is seeing. So if believing is seeing, then that's what make you carnal, because carnal means of the flesh. So a person that's carnal is a person that they need to see it. They need the flesh to give confirmation of something validity. Your eyes, I need to see it. I need to touch it. That's carnal. That's where we get the word carnal from. It's from the Latin carne, it means flesh. So a person is carnal, that's a person of the flesh. I need to see it to happen. But pray, simple. So examine yourself, whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. And a lot of times you got to put yourself in scenarios. It may not happen, but sometimes you got to think of the worst thing that can happen. What if I found out I got cancer, only got 1 month to live?
Okay.
You know, you got to really put yourself in a different scenario. How would I handle this news? Will my faith get weak? Would I be strong? Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to do the work until the Most High call me to the upper room. You know? You know, now if the answer come back to you, like, you know what? That might shake me up a little bit. But pray for the Most High. Say, you know what? Give me the spirit to not give a fuck. You know? Give me the strength to just deal with it. Because, you know, death and life comes from the Most High. The Most High can walk. We in the business of miracles. You know? It's simple, but it's not simple. Because a lot of times, you know, you see it a lot. Sometimes brothers can forget, you know, the basic things of the scriptures and overlook them. The Most High made everything basic. So the main thing is always go back to the basic things for salvation. You know, pray to the Most High, ask for, you know, to become more spiritual, become more, increase your faith, get you to your destination safely. Bless, you know, Lord, bless my food. If you have children, Lord, watch over my children and, you know, protect them. Bless my parents, watch over them, protect them. Or, you know, if it's time for them to go, you pray that the Most High have mercy on them. Let them die in peace. There's always something to pray for. And that's what the scriptures talk about, pray without ceasing. And I'm going to end it. Examine yourself whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves? Because who know you better than yourself, right? Don't wait till the next person to point out your patterns. And it says, how that Yahweh Shah is in you, except you be a reprobate, a reject. And that reject spirit is now you're going doing things that at one point you fed. The Most High is going to judge you for doing it. Now you're doing it and thinking, well, the Most High ain't going to do nothing about this. We're under grace. We're not under the law. The demons going to attack your mind like, well, I did this and nothing happened.
Yeah.
So that's a reprobate.
And you know what? The Most High let that happen. The Most High let you do that, let nothing happen. And then now the next time that situation was about to happen, you would have said, well, last time it happened, nothing happened, so let me do it. And then this time something actually happened.
The Lord is long suffering. He built up a case. And that's the worst thing you want, because you better off the Most High judging you right there, because sometimes the Most High can sit back and just allow things to accumulate. And now when he do judge you, the judgment is gonna be a lot more harsh, because he stepped back and waited and allowed the charges to build up on you. That's it.
Revelation 3.
You had something, did you bring us some stuff you had?
Nah, that's come.
You had something for a little minute, right?
Yeah, come.
There's more to that? You got some more? Okay, did you guys read that?
Come.
Revelation 3%. Because thou hast kept my word of my patience, I also keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Yeah. It's the hour of temptation. That doesn't mean, it's just 60 minutes. I could do that. No, it's an hour. It signifies a dispensation of time. If I say this is your final hour, I don't mean it's your last 60 minutes. I mean, it's almost time for your end. You know what I'm saying? So it says, read that again, read one more time.
Because thou hast kept my word of my patience, I will keep thee.
The word of his patience.
Also
The word of his patience is talking about the scriptures. And the reason why it's the word of his patience because we got to patiently wait for these prophecies to be fulfilled so that we can be delivered. And we got to maintain that faith to the end. So this is the word of his patience. Go ahead.
says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation.
So if you keep the Lord's patience, the word of his patience, the Lord's gonna keep you from the hour of temptation. I mean, he's gonna keep you from that time period when the temptation to get that chip happens. That's what that's talking about. And only if you do that is you maintain the word of the Lord's patience. So you gotta actually read the scriptures. You gotta do what's in the scriptures. You can't be going around trying to do your own thing. Go ahead.
We shall come upon the whole world.
It'll come upon the whole world. See this right here? See this globe right here? It'll come upon the whole world. You know what I'm saying?
That
Go ahead. The whole planet. Go on.
try them that dwell upon the earth.
To try them that dwell upon the earth. Now the main place is gonna be America, of course. That's the main. It's gonna happen in various parts of the world, but the main part of that world is gonna happen is talking about where? The United States of America. Go ahead.
Behold,
To try them.
I come quickly.
Is it to try them?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Verse 11. Behold, I come quickly, hold fast, with your fast, and no man take that crown.
Behold, I come quickly, hold fast to what I have, that no man take that ground. So the Lord is coming quickly. It seems long for us, but the Lord is quick because you know the Lord's time is different than ours. You know? And it says what? Hold on, what?
Says, let no man take that crown.
What did it say before that? Behold, I come quickly.
Behold, I come quickly, hold fast, with your hands. Says like,
Yeah,
let
so
no
we
man
gotta,
take that crown.
I know I'm gonna take that crown, but it says hold fast which I have. Now the hold fast means to hold tight. If I say, all right, brother, fasten your seatbelt, that means to tighten up your seatbelt. So if you hold fast, you gotta hold on to this thing tight, that you can't be separated from it. But think about it, this is not a tangible thing that you're holding. This is something that's spiritual, something that's within you, which is a lot more difficult because being that way in the flesh, it's constant temptation that you go through on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? Thoughts, the people around you. Ultimately, when you come into this truth, you really get to a certain level in the spirit. You stop hanging around people in the world that you was cool with. You aren't really around them as much. And the ones you are around, they're ones that you know aren't really niggas like that. You know what I'm saying? Like there was jakes I grew up with that wasn't just that like you know they ain't in the truth, but they was like decent jakes, not the niggas that was be in a building selling crack and all them type of cats. I ain't talking about them dudes. Like regular decent jake, they just go to work, go home, you know, mind their business. You know what I'm saying? They probably got a kid or a girl or see their moms every now and then, you know, or a regular Jake. I mean, you cool adults. You'll be, it was something on so. It's that third. But, you know, even so, you aren't really into the thing that you was once into no more. I mean, you evolve through the spirit. You evolve spiritually. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. You got scripture?
This book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 20. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Shabbat day, for then shall be great.
Yeah, so pray not that your flight be in the winter, either on the Sabbath day. You know, the Sabbath day, you're not supposed to fight on the Sabbath day. That's one thing you ain't supposed to do. And if it's in the winter, guess what? It's cold as hell. You ever been outside, had to walk far and get a cold? You ever had to wait outside in the cold? I remember years ago when we lived in Nancy Street. It was cold as hell out there, man.
Right next to the water.
Right next to the water. I remember I was so cold. My feet was cold from the tip of my toes to like the back of my knee. And I was cold for like 2 hours after camp. That's how jacked up was. I had to limp to the train. That's how bad it was. It was cold as hell out there. So imagine if all hell break loose and it's in the wintertime. That's gonna be difficult. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Can. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Shabbat day, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time.
You got it. Read that down.
Can. So hey, like brothers was going into earlier, this is going to be the worst tribulation in the time, like the apostles calling the year, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Man. This is going to be worse than the Atlantic slave trade, than the genocide of the Native Americans, the genocide of the indigenous people of Central and South America. And those were horrible things, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those were things unbeknownst, man. So imagine how much more this is going to be. But this is a grand finale, and we know the Most High is the ultimate director, so it's gonna be a big shebang.
Season finale,
The season finale.
last episode.
Con.
You know,
Series
the season, the series finale.
Yeah.
And you know, the last episode, I gotta go out with a bang. That's what
Oh,
most I'm gonna do.
The end of Esau age is gonna go with a bang, man. Because after this, it's gonna be perpetual righteousness, man. So, Most High is gonna do it that way. But then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no nor ever shall be. So this is it. So there ain't gonna be no more tribulation like this. That is on the horizon. And except those days should be shortened, and I'm sure our brothers can attest to this. The years are going by quick, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Back then, the years used to feel long. The summertime, when school was out, used to feel like a whole year, man. When you came back to school, you used to see people and they look completely different. Like, and that was like 2-3 months, man. But I felt like a whole year.
Couple inches taller.
Yeah, you come back taller, all that. You like that. But now, each year I feel like a couple months, man.
Yeah, the pandemic seemed like it was just like,
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Sometimes you get mixed up. Yeah, like a year ago. 2 years ago. That happened.
Yeah.
You be thinking the movie came out in 2022, but it came out in 2018.
Yeah.
You like, damn, I was off that many years. That's how it be. You know what I'm saying?
God. But that's the Most High shortening the time, man. And that's for our sake, for the elect's sake. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. God. As Esau Edom getting more and more wicked, man. You know what I mean? Poisoning food, poisoning the air. He turning men into women, women into men. You know what I mean?
turning.
So-called, yeah, con. He basically outlawing righteousness, man. So the most that Yahweh Shem shall have to step in, man. You understand? Because if he had really fully, because he mandated the job, but to a certain extent, but if he had fully mandated, like how we're going to do with the chip, the Lord have to step in, man, to save the elect.
They even got vein skin in now. They've been had it for a while. They got vein skin. You put your palm on something and it scans your veins. You can pay for stuff with that. I think they're doing that in Scotland, doing that in different parts of the world. Call it, you go on YouTube and Google type in vein scanning, you'll see it. And that's a precursor to the chip, to the mark. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
When we go to the hospital, they got the people calling in like that, with their hands.
See that? That's just to get people ready for that, you know, for the mark.
They call it biometrics.
Yeah, biometrics, yeah.
And except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Consider the Lord speeding the time to grant the elect the kingdom, because in the scriptures they say this is the Most High's pleasure to give the kingdom to the elect. So the Lord want to give us the kingdom, man. You know, we just have to keep patient because it's coming, man. And it's going to be sooner than when we believe, according to the scripture.
Yeah, hell yeah.
God, that was it on that.
Anybody got anything? Anybody got any scripture?
I got Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So you see that the people are getting more cold out here. That no one's really caring about each other. You know, people are robbing each other. People looting, stealing, robbing. You know, the norm, but it's increasing. You know, and, wickedness is increasing, and whatnot. Verse 13. But he shall endure. But he that shall endure unto the end, that he is talking about the elect of Israel, the soon to be governing body of Yahweh Yahushua, the joint heirs. No, the same shall be saved. So you know, one brother read I think it was like Revelations. Hold fast to what you know, or hold fast to hold tightly, hold fast to what you have. So yeah, it's like it said, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So the ones, the elect, the 144,000 elect men are going to be saved first and foremost, because that's who Yahweh Yahushua is dealing with. That's the governing body, the governing men.
And you see it said, he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. And it's he that endured for 26 years and fall out.
Like, read from verse 10.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another.
Yeah, that's right. Because, you know, like brothers speaking about earlier, you know, brothers in the truth and going into the end. Because that's gonna happen also. Many gonna be offended and betray one another. You're gonna have guys that's gonna, that's talking about men in the, so-called in the truth.
Yeah.
So, once things start hitting the fan, you're gonna have guys betraying the elders, apostles, brotherhood, selling brothers out. That's actually gonna happen. It
Brothers
happens.
that know you personally,
Right.
Yeah.
know where you live,
That you ate with.
yeah, got your phone number.
Kids had birthday parties and they invited you.
Yep. Went out for drinks with and all that.
Drinks with.
Played bowling, played pool together.
Yeah.
So, and in that time, you're gonna have guys that are gonna depart from the faith and sell the brotherhood out.
They're gonna turn into vegetable adults.
Yeah. It happened back then when Yahweh Shah was on the scene and when the apostles was on the scene. You got guys departing from the faith, turning their backs. So that's gonna happen in these times too. Because they're gonna what? They're gonna get offended. They're gonna get offended at the word.
Even if they don't want to do it, they're gonna put that spirit on something.
That's right.
If that's their life, they're gonna do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And like I say one thing, you see, and proof of that is the scripture says, and when you read all the different scriptures, it says the beginning of this, it says nation rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, so on and so forth. It says, and then shall many be afflicted.
That's right.
Meaning after all that's going on, many gonna be offended. It says offended, it says they were offended. It says to put a stumbling block. A stumbling block is a block or a stone that's put in your path and you stumble over it. It's an obstacle.
Mm-hmm.
A stumbling block or impediment in the way. Look at that word impediment. Impediment is basically something that impedes your progress, it slows you down. Like a barrier or something like that. Upon which another may trip and fall, metaphorically to offend. To cause a person to begin to distrust and desert one whom he ought to trust and obey. So you have guys that's gonna be around, that's over you, gonna be like, but listen, brother, don't so and so, we don't know who they is, and don't go, and you'll be like, you gonna start looking around, you're gonna be thinking, and he gonna go do what you told him not to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then he talking to a damn fed. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, they knock on your damn door. Because it's damn nigga. But through the spirit of how about Shemel Shah, the Most High might have you, oh, somebody might have called you, bro, you so and so, my car, blah, 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 give me a jump, there's 1 in the morning, I'm gonna drive over there. Then the feds come in your house and you right there. And then you driving back, you see him in front of your door, shit. You know what I'm saying? Look at him, you keep driving, this damn nigga, and you driving crazy.
He drive fast, you see the so-called brother in the backseat of the car, put that in the door.
Putting up the door.
Hey, what are you doing in the back car? Police car.
It's like, what the hell you doing right there? You walking with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. It says to cause to fall away, to be offended in one, i.e. to see in another what I disapprove of, and what hinders me from acknowledging his authority, to cause one to judge unfavorably or unjustly of another.
Because they're gonna judge as a whole. So they might pull out stuff. Well, let's say they pull out old videos you reading,
Yeah.
and the brother might say something, and they may use that to charge,
Oh, yeah.
charge
Exactly.
all y'all.
Yeah.
Well, he said this.
Exactly.
You reading, but I ain't say that.
Right.
That's what he said.
Conspiracy.
I was just you get caught with conspiracy. I was just reading. I didn't make that statement. I ain't said I would kill Esau.
That's
That's-
why.
Yeah, no.
That's how my team tell the brother, yo, I'm saying that.
And don't be saying no crazy shit in these group chats and what you gonna do to Esau, because
Exactly.
everything you texting is being monitored.
Exactly.
And then don't have Esau come grab you up and then they got the whole receipts on you. You say you're gonna do this and you have your face on the news. You gotta be careful what you say in these group chats.
That's why they told brothers to stop saying death to DTA.
Yeah. You gotta move more smartly, man.
Yeah.
Scripture speaks about moving wisely.
Like that dude that was in the camp years ago whose name shall go unspoken. Always used to be yelling, DTA. Always used to say, and then, like, man, we ain't Arab terrorists. What the hell wrong with you? I'm saying, but that's what it is. I'm saying, like, you gotta understand that's their verdict.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise.
Hold on, wait. You're still going to 24th chapter, 10th verse. You want to keep reading that?
Oh yeah, we can finish. Go back to Matthew.
And then you can get back to that, yeah. One more thing, real quick. I was talking about that definition. To be offended in one, i.e. to see in another what I disapprove of, and what hinders me from acknowledging his authority. Oh, that see that brother did this thing. He looked at me funny one time. I can't. I don't know why he looked at me though. I ain't listening to him. Oh, see that brother? You know, see he did this one time and did that, and then you ain't listening. And then that'll go and put yourself in a messed up situation. And then you gotta be spiritual. That's all.
Yes, you can read. Finish it, Matthew.
Ephesians chapter 5 verse 5.
No, Matt, you're on back.
24:10.
Oh yes, lucky. Matthew chapter 24 verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another.
Yeah, so that's mainly talking about guys who's out there, teaching. Guys who's so called in the truth. So in the time, tribulation, you're gonna have guys that don't get offended. All right? Because they gotta go through certain tribulations and go through certain trials and tests, and they ain't gonna be able to handle it. They're gonna be offended at the word. They're gonna be offended at Yahushua, what they gotta go through. Like when we actually start going through what the apostles and the disciples and apostles actually had to go through back then, those things are gonna really come. So that's another reason why we should pray more for that spirit, pray to the Most High. Because those things that we read about, the apostles are going through, we're gonna have to go through. So in that time, that's what it's gonna show who's really for the Lord and who's gonna be offended. All right? And the ones that are offended, they're gonna, sell them in the Lord out, betray them in the Lord, they're gonna hate them in the Lord because of that.
Real quick to back you up. Luke 14:28. For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether you have sufficient to finish it?
Yeah, so you gotta count the cost. So just like we building a tower, you gotta know you have the resources to build that tower. The funds to build it. Before you just start building it. That's why you gotta know what you're into.
Yeah. A lot of guys don't understand what they're part of.
Right. Yeah, a lot of guys don't understand the fullness of this truth.
Yeah.
Okay, you really gotta sacrifice your life to this and be ready to die and go through whatever for the word of the Lord. But that's something we can't, just say on our own. We gotta pray for that. We gotta examine it and pray. Because we don't know where we're gonna be in that time. So we gotta pray that the Lord give us the spirit to go through that.
Yeah, the truth is not like a club.
Yeah.
Like someone comes to meet new friends and hang out.
Right.
And I mean, you meet friends along the way. In the spirit, the brotherhood. But this thing about getting the hell out of here.
Yeah.
That's what the thing is about. That's what it's about. Proof of that is you had guys that was in this thing years ago that you was friends with, brothers with, they ain't around no more.
Right.
But what you still here for? Because that ain't what it's about. I'm saying I'm like, damn, that's a cool brother, but
The business, not personal.
yeah, business ain't personal. You might get the call to tell that dude he ain't in the camp no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You be like, damn, I gotta tell this guy that. You know what I'm saying? Lord forbid. You know what I'm saying? How was that forbid? Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have many false prophets. You have many false prophets arising now. Certain guys that's turning away from the truth and being led by Satan, man. Going straight from the word, from the ways of righteousness. Yeah.
Verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Verse 13. But he
love of many gonna wax cold. People gonna become cold-hearted. Love is associated with warmth, brings you comfort. But the love of many gonna wax cold. They're gonna become cold-hearted. You know what I'm saying? That love that brother wants to have for you gonna become cold, man. What the hell that damn nigga? The Illuminati gonna offer him $50,000. You know what I'm saying? $25,000. Your sellers do that, and we ain't gonna torture you. We ain't gonna torture your family. All right, here, give me $25,000. And then when you got $25,000, your ass ain't even, you forgot all about the chip.
Right,
You
yeah.
ain't gonna buy sellers, you got the chip. You got $25,000 enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said, because of iniquity, because, you know, all those unrighteous dealings, you know? Selling out, yeah, selling out for money or whatever, because you're gonna be cold towards a brother because of what? Something unrighteous, you know?
Yes.
You know, going astray from the way of righteousness. Yeah.
Verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
So that's why I said, but he shall endure to the end. Okay, because we the ones who are gonna have to go through these things, you know? So if we can overcome these things that we read from, you know, verse 10, well, even before that, the ones that endure to the end, that's the same that's gonna be saved.
Right.
So we gotta go through these temptations, and the main thing is, you know, pray that the Lord give us the spirit to go through that, to endure
Right.
until the end, so we can be delivered.
Verse 4, verse 14.
That was it.
Whole gospel being preached to the earth.
That was pretty much the point. I was just, you know, going up because you brought out verse 12, so I was just going up. I'm gonna break it down from 10. But you got that.
Yeah.
Well, he has something too.
Yeah.
And I guess we can close on that last question. You have something too?
Yeah, but they want Ephesians.
Alright, so read what you got real quick, then you're gonna get
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 16, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fool, but as wise. Verse 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Yeah, circumspect means to look around. So see that you walk like circumference. It's like the circumference of a circle is 360 degrees around. Spec means to look. So you gotta be circumspect, you gotta look around. And it said what? Redeeming the time. So redeeming the time, look at that word redeeming in the blue letter. Redeem means to buy back. So it's using the time that you have to engage in it's like using the time that you have to engage in righteousness, which is used as like currency, in which you're buying that time and using that time period to engage in those acts that will allow you to be delivered. Matter of fact, can somebody got that word redeeming the time in Ephesians?
You want to end the Greek.
Yeah.
Romans G 1805. Exagorazo. Exagorazo.
Read definition.
Definition of examine.
No, redeeming the time.
It's like it to redeem. To redeem. First definition: by payment, or it's like it by payment of a price to recover from the power of another, to ransom, buy off. Metaphorically, of Hamashiach freeing the elect from the dominion of the Mosaic law at the price of his vicarious death. Second definition: to buy up from oneself.
Get the best definition there.
Okay.
It should be something that tell you using the time for righteousness, something along the line. That's Blue Letter Bible?
Yeah, this is Blue Letter Bible.
Probably
Yeah, it's right there, right?
You said, read it again? Read those definitions again, though?
Okay. The first one is to redeem. The first one is to redeem.
Yeah, turn it down, bro.
Who else is playing that? Yeah.
By payment of a price to recover from the power.
You found it?
Yeah.
Got it.
Go down to the last one. This is making wise.
To make wise and sacred.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, read it.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
A make wise and sacred use of every opportunity for doing good, so that zeal and well-doing are as it were the purchase money by which we make the time our own.
So when it says redeeming the time, it means to make wise and sacred use of every opportunity for doing good. So the time that we have, we're making wise and sacred use of it. We're using every opportunity to do good, so that zeal and well-doing are as it were the purchase money by which we make the time our own. So our zeal, our righteous acts are like money, and we're using this time and the time like money, and that's what's being used to like purchase our salvation, if you will. You know? Exactly, we're storing up treasures in heaven. Exactly. You know, so that's what we're doing. Zeal and well doing that, as the word purchase money by which you make the time our own. So we're redeeming the time. We're buying back the time by being righteous, by doing that which is right. Why? By doing what the scriptures say. And with that, us redeeming the time with those acts, it's like money being used to purchase our salvation. You know, so we store up treasures in heaven. That's it. And you have something?
Yeah.
Goodbye, Jim.
This is Matthew chapter 10 and verse 17. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the
The council.
councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles.
Yes, right. So, and Yahushua told them that back then, and that happened. You know, it happened to the apostles, the disciples back then. They had to go before the governors and temple and the priests to be persecuted. So in these times, those persecutions is going to come upon us. You know? Hey, the apostles share stories where they was locked up, had to go before the judge and things like that. They've been persecuted for righteousness' sake. Okay, so it's going to happen to us in these times, and ultimately at the end. Okay, when the Karagma comes in, and Esau comes in with his martial law. All right, when he wanted to do away with the prophets of the Lord on the streets. So we got to prepare for those times too.
Yep.
To be delivered up before the council. For what? We gotta stand strong in the Lord, and the Lord's gonna give us what to say. The Lord's gonna give us a spirit in that day of what we're gonna do if we just keep maintaining our faith and believe.
But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour, what ye shall speak.
Yeah, that's right. So in that time, look for the spirit of the Lord to be working with you, all right? To deliver you out of it. The spirit is gonna guide you in that in those situations. Okay, when it comes.
And most of that?
Like 2 more verses. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father, which speaketh in you. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death.
Yeah, so it's going, hey, the love of many is gonna wax cold in that day. You're gonna have that's the type of times we're coming into. There's gonna be a lot of betrayal in that time. And even amongst family members and so-called family members, knowing you're in the truth or in the truth you with. So
That's why you don't tell your family if you're in the truth or not.
That's right.
There's the ones that know, or they just might know. Don't even talk to them about it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Keep it simple.
Just keep it simple, man. Don't even really talk to them about it. They don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
They'll give you up in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
They
and
don't give a damn about you.
that's right. In that time, the family, your actual family members are gonna be the main ones.
They talking about you behind your back. Nigga crazy. Look at this dumbass. He don't get a haircut. He don't get shaved up no more.
Right.
I don't want that nigga at my birthday party. You know what I'm saying? That's how niggas be. You know what I'm saying? Your own so-called cousin. Let's say that too about you.
Look at this nigga here.
Exactly. What's wrong?
Nah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, cause I be at the job. Yo, man, don't get that shape up, man. Yo, like, yo, man, fuck alone. That's why. Goddamn.
Yeah, I guess we can wrap up.
Okay. Hey, so we're gonna close it out. So with that, we're just gonna give all praises to Yahweh. We're gonna just say shalom to the elect.
Shalom.